Hey, welcome everyone to Pizza Roundtable, part of the Pizza Club Network. Every week we cover the biggest news stories in the pizza world. I'm your host, Will Dumas, and I'm joined by my guest host, Jim Mumford. Jim is both a cookbook author and a writing contributor for the media publication Inside Hook. Jim, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Good, bud. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Um, Anything exciting for you in the pizza world this week?
No, I made pizza with power. I think that's exciting in my pizza world. How about you?
I've got one exciting item to share this week, actually,
Well, let's
and
go.
figured I would do it right here, tell you the truth. And
Yeah.
so,
Oh
got a
my.
quick item to open up here.
Oh,
So,
I bet I know what this is.
I bet you might as well. So, this one is shipped from Atlas Steel Co. If you might be familiar with them.
Oh, good muscles. Look at that. You didn't hit me,
So,
Jim.
got a little pamphlet,
Mm-hmm.
right, from Atlas of some of their offerings, and then I've got this nifty little what looks like a well wrapped item here
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Very,
intrigued to share.
very,
Let's see.
very well packaged.
Let's see what we got.
This is unboxing, right? We do it all. We do pizza. We do unboxing. He's gonna eat it next, which is really, really a feat. Oh, looks like a spatula from a friend of the pod.
Yeah, man, it looks good, dude. Right? I love it, dude. What an awesome look to this one, guys. This is Jimmy Hank's spatula, Atlas Steel. Um, awesome. I'm excited. I don't know how many Detroits I'm going to be making, to be honest with you, but I'm going to find a use for this bad boy absolutely, anyways.
Tell you what, pan pizzas, Sicilian pizzas is great. That offset is absolutely perfect and it's deep. I love mine. I use it all the time, and probably I'm going to get a second one. So, hats off
Oh,
to
all
you,
right.
Jimmy. You're going to love it, bud.
Awesome, dude. I'm excited to give it a whirl. So I just got that in. I just saw it on my door and I was like, all right, look at
Yeah,
that.
there we go. What timing?
All right. So listen, let's start off talking none other than pizza list. Why not? Right?
Love a good list.
Might as well start with the good stuff. This one is PMQ's picked up the coverage on this one, and the article itself is 50 top pizzas that are the best pizzerias in Europe, not counting Italy. So I do appreciate when like they kind of do this type of list, right? 50 top pizza does it like the best US pizzas, the best like European pizzas, that's best like APAC pizzas, right? But
Mhm.
the European ones are not Italy, right?
Not really.
Specifically, so it's excluding the motherland for top pizzas.
Kind of not fair, right? So I like it. It's a good way to do it. Listen, there's a lot of good pizza in Europe. Don't get me wrong, but having Italy on there is kind of seems like a free space, right?
Absolutely, dude. And so, listen, I'll go through top 10 just in general. We'll see if you recognize any of them. I will say a bunch of them are from a similar area. So,
Mm-hmm.
Napoli on the Road, that's out of London.
Mm-hmm.
Sartoria Panettiere out of Barcelona, Spain. So, for Spain entrance. Via Toledo out of Austria. 50 Callo out of London. Baldoria, also out of Spain. Pizza Zulu, Germany. Imperfecto, I kind of like that one, out of France. Nia, it's NNEA, out of the Netherlands. And then two Spanish entrants to follow it up, La Balmicina and Fratelli e Figato,
Mm-hmm.
Figurato. So that's
There we
one,
go.
two, three, four Spanish entrants on the top 10 list.
Wouldn't have guessed right. Coming in cold, I would have said probably UK and Germany heavy, and then
Yeah.
maybe a couple in Paris. Would have never guessed that there are so many Spanish. And you go down the list, I think that trend continues, right? Where there's more from Spain and Portugal than again I would
Yes.
have ever thought.
Agreed. I would have thought UK too, just inherently. I mean, listen, they've got two spots in the top, but I feel like I'm not seeing a ton of like Spanish pizza coverage. I don't know if I just need to like adjust my For You page in some sort of way and get some more. I don't know, man. Like, how do I find these people? Like, where are
Yeah,
you at?
right.
Why do I not know you yet?
But I guess it makes sense. You think about Spain and Portugal, right? Their coast regions are, similar kind of lifestyle and culture to,
Yeah.
Italy when it comes to like, farm to table and fresh. So in wine country. So I guess it checks. It just, yeah, I've never would have guessed Spain and Portugal, right? I would have thought, maybe, a lot more Germany. I would have thought even, more, north, right, to some of your Baltic states. But yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
wild.
Interesting. So, if you guys want to check it out, the full list did drop on May 13th, I believe. The Top 50 Pizza released that. We definitely knew a couple winners from the U.S. as well. It's always kind of fun watching that. So happy to see the rest of Europe get their fair time in the sun, right, until Italy's out there.
Absolutely.
I just
No,
always find it so funny, man. Like the Italy's excluded. It's just so entertaining, dude.
it is, and they could do a top, and oh, it's interesting, right? 'Cause if you were to do a true top 50, how Italy prominent would be and how influenced, and it could be
Yeah,
heavy. But
it's true.
yeah, good read, good to check out, especially if you happen to be traveling in Europe anytime soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's keep it rolling. Pizza today coming up on the next one. So, Jim, I think this probably fits well with you. I mean, you are particularly are making some pizzas, right, in general.
Mhm.
So, this one by article written by Laura Meyer for Pizza Today. Need to know. I love a little pun. It
Beautiful,
sounds like a little, almost
beautiful.
like a little New York Post kind of pun in there, right? Need to
Yeah,
know with a K. I dig it. Whole
I
grain
got
pizza, whole grain pizzas. So I'll say actually, this is one thing that Christy Aaliyah at Real Clever
it.
Food actually kind of was chatting to me about quite some time ago and got me to start to incorporate some different kind of flours into some of my doughs. But General Jim, I want your thoughts, man, on whole grain and incorporating it into your pizza. Is this something you do for certain recipes? Do you dabble in the different world of grains in general? There's so much out there.
Yeah, we both know I do. Yeah, there are. So there's one regional style, Colorado style, that uses a whole wheat flour to give it its distinct nuttiness. And I've done a lot of like whole grains, playing with Sicilians, right? So doing some whole grain semolina and doing some rye. Actually, it's fun,
Ah,
but it's tricky because of the way it
yes.
leavens, right? The way the yeast rises and how it interacts and how it bakes. You
Hmm.
can't just willy nilly swap, and it takes some finesse to do. And
Yep.
oftentimes it might not be totally worth it. The journey isn't always worth the destination on that one, especially since some of those subtle flavors are completely destroyed in 500 plus degree heat, right? So
It's fair.
it's fun. It's fun for texture, but
Yes.
follow recipe. That's not one where you would just swap out in your pantry and hope for the best.
Start
The
small,
height.
right?
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
the article also here highlights that idea, right? Too. I think Laura kind of said shoot for under 20%. I think that's a general rule of
Oh
thumb
yeah.
I've been given to like start incorporating 10%. See if you notice a difference. See if you're able to work with that dough, right? Bring it up to maybe 20 then or whatnot, and then who would go from there. But I think
Yeah.
maybe past that's where you're going to really kind of have a real impact probably that's fairly noticeable to you, at least in terms of the texture of dough or the how you're able to work with it, right? I don't
Flavor.
know,
Right.
workability, workability is not a word, right?
Workability.
Is
Workability
workability
is
a
a word.
word? Okay, all right.
Malleability.
That
Yeah.
that's
But you're right.
probably
I
better.
mean, if you get too high, right, then the endosperm burns, and
Hmm.
so it's a balance. It's almost fun. Well, I've had more successes instead of using cornmeal right in the bottom of a pie. Use some whole
Yep.
grain flours to give it a little more texture and
Oh,
flavor. Where it's going to be a lot more prominent, but it's a lot more forgiving too. So that the article doesn't touch on that, but if you really want to dabble, just start there and see if you like the flavor and that crunch, and
okay.
broaden out.
That's an interesting idea. Okay, I can appreciate that one. Right, just kind of start there. That seems pretty easy. I will say sometimes when you get into cornmeal, right? I'm always a semolina duster, right, for the
Oh yeah,
most part. So that's always I've been. But when you get into the cornmeal, I do feel like it is such a distinctive, different texture. And I'm not
hmm
gonna lie, it's not always a texture that I love. When I think of particularly like to New York as well, like Two Bros Pizza distinctly like has that kind of gritty texture to the bottom of their pies, right? Particularly from cornmeal in general. And I didn't always love it. I'll say that. It's just not my jam. I'm always on the finer side, but I'm willing to give the whole wheat a try, man.
Yeah. Two notes on cornmeal. So yeah, like Chicago Tavern uses cornmeal. I actually
Yep.
use, this is wild, I'll use instant grits that I'll pulverize because the grits are partially cooked and they don't get so hard and crunchy, and they soften just enough, but they soften in the
Oh,
cook, so you still get that protective layer. But it's because you're right, it can taste gravelly, right, if there's way too much. So yeah, I use instant grits. It's a little home tip. Or a fine ground
okay.
instant grit will cook a little bit and also absorb a lot of the moisture from the pie. So if you're using
Yeah.
like a steel, it'll absorb some of that moisture and kind of be a good in between.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
So
I
there
can
you go.
appreciate that.
But to the
Totally.
article, totally in for incorporating different flours. I think it's totally fun to do. And a lot more pizzerias do it than you probably realize.
Okay. Cool. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Good tips as always, Jim. And a great article, to be honest, by
Yeah.
Laura as always. In so check this one out for Pizza Day. A lot of good tips, kind of working through some of the flours. I think it's a fun one. So give it a read, guys. All right, man. Let's talk. I was thinking for a good segue. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna come out right, man, with
Just
it. You
hit.
know what?
Yeah.
It's like, who doesn't need a burger in their life, Jim?
I need two. I take a couple.
And who doesn't need a pizza in their life,
Both. Yeah.
right? So I mean,
Let's go.
if you needed a pizza and you needed a burger, what could we possibly do, perhaps, to just, if you had one here and you had one here and you just wanted to,
Just put your hands together,
to
bro.
find something that you could bring them together with, right? So, this article this week, I'm reading the one from out of Food Network. It's a new offering out of Pizza Hut. And this one is written by Ali Walansky, who was on just a couple weeks ago with us. I tried the new Pizza Hut cheeseburger melt, and while it's not a burger, it has everything you'd look for in one. You don't have to choose between the two anymore. So let me share this photograph of what this looks like.
The photograph is everything, right?
Absolutely. And so this is a burger patty melt. Um, I'm down to try this again. Like, this is just also one of those like unique non-pizza offerings, though, in my opinion. But I mean, Jim, you would dabble in a burger pie in general, right? Have you tried to make burger pies before?
Yeah, there's a
Sure, you
style
have.
of Omaha, Nebraska, right, where they're famous for burger pies, and the crust is a little more biscuity, and it's super good. I mean, super good. La Casa's the famous place. Um, did you like a pizza sandwich with a burger? I would have
Yep.
never thought of that, right? Because we've seen kind of the uni pizza dogs, right? And that's
Yes.
fun. But how do
Yeah.
you do that with the burger, with the smash? I think you'd almost want something super thin, right? You want the crispy edges. Like this isn't where you want half pounder, right? You want
Agreed.
texture and crispy edges. But I mean, it's texture, it's umami. I think if in proper hands, it could be really good. Will Pizza Hut nail it? Listen, I'll have to try it to tell you, right?
Fair.
I mean, Allie seemed to like it.
Yeah.
And the picture. Listen, will I try it twice? Of course, dip that in some ranch. Sorry, right if that offends, but right, you go to town and the flavors work. It's just I've never found a burger pizza mashup where I'm like, yes, this is it. This blows my mind. It's always been, oh, I see what they were doing, right? But it's never blown my mind. This might be it.
Yeah.
This might be the one.
I'm with you on that. So I'll say, in general, this pie itself is filling with chopped beef, smoky bacon, onions, loads of mozzarella and cheddar cheese, and a side cup of whatever special burger dipping, wobble wobble bing
About
bong,
100,000 Island, yeah.
dip. Yeah, exactly. That's going to be there. But I will say this is distinctly different than some of the like successful burger pies I'd say that I've had, which are like kind of like a cheeseburger pie. And I've had a bunch with like lettuce on them as well that I kind of
Yeah,
thought was pretty good afterwards. And this is distinctly the non-lettuce version. And I don't know. Sometimes I kind of get down with like the lettuce topping or tomato kind of
little
topping on
texture.
the
Yeah,
on the cheeseburger style pie. So this one just kind of sounds like ooey gooey meaty stuff handheld, which I listen.
Yeah.
That's a distinctive style of burger, but listen, I'm sure it's going to be good. If I'm in a Pizza Hut, I'm gonna give it a whirl. I don't know what I'm going to be next, because I'm probably going to order Domino's. but
Totally get you.
this one's worth a try. It's one's worth a try. There's just too
Yeah.
many. There's too many ads out there for the Domino's. I got to go order it. I can't help it. Right?
You
Literally.
got your emergency pie you got to use. And no, I'm here for it. Right, it definitely is patty melt esque. So listen, it's fun. Um, let me ask you though, have you ever had a cheeseburger pizza roll?
Cheeseburger pizza roll itself.
Yeah,
I don't think I've had.
yeah,
This is the way to go.
that it could be the move though. They are so good, right? They're pizza rolls, right? They're almost like a hand pie, but
Yeah,
man, do
yeah,
they
yeah.
hit. Again, you have to be a certain state of mind if you can catch
Sure.
my drift. But if
I
you are,
get it.
so yeah, so I see what they're
Okay.
going with, and I also appreciate back to people that it's not doesn't look like it's too sauce forward, right?
Yeah.
It's not too tomatoey, so it really lets the burger shine. So oh, it's fun, and definitely you can tell Pizza Hut's going for like more of a lunch vibe, right? A grab and go vibe.
Yeah.
And this would probably be the first thing I pick.
Fair point. Fair point. All right. I have recently had, which my son liked too, was
Mhm.
the Totino's pizza rolls, and we talked about them probably a couple months ago. The orange chicken ones.
Oh, were they good?
Not gonna lie, I liked them. They're definitely unique. Like you're gonna,
Oh yeah.
and they definitely weren't as like burn your mouth off. Like
Mm.
there was some leeway between it. Like no, like they were nicely heated. Where like
No, I don't want that. No, I
I
want
thought
plain white.
you need emergency room visit or
Yes,
bust, right? Like this is
right.
what you want. I
Exactly.
can't eat anything tomorrow because the roof of my mouth is scalded, and I know that I had a pizza roll the day before.
Right. Even Captain Crunch feels bad for me. That's how bad I want my mouth to hurt after a pizza roll.
All
No,
right. Well,
the orange chicken are good. I'm glad. I'm glad we've got firsthand report back.
they're not my go-to for everything, but listen, I
No.
did like them. I thought they were pretty good, man. Tell you the truth, like it was a fun. I would say it's a fun, different item to have. Like there's
Yeah.
distinct. They're very flavorful. So like very distinctively flavored. What I know per se, it's orange chicken. What I know, but what I think it's a chicken with an Asian sauce, not to be generic. Yes, like it's sweet. There's chicken to them. But particularly orange chicken. I don't know. It was a sweet sauce, but give them a whirl. I like
Yeah.
them.
Pizza Hut's
Um,
probably gonna make it one next. So
Probably. That's a fair point. So listen, check this thing out, man. We're talking a bunch of ovens all the time, right?
glove ovens.
At
I
least
love
we
it. Yeah.
see a bunch of that come up, and this was just something different. This one out of Yahoo.com. Way better than the oven. This Betty Crocker countertop pizza maker cooks pies in a snap. Nab it on sale. If za is your love language, this little gadget will make you swoon. Um, this one here by Rachel Roseman, their weekend editor. This is it, man. There she is, the Betty Crocker countertop pizza maker. I feel like they probably don't make them like this anymore. And Jim, honestly, do they need to make them? What do you think about this hybrid waffle iron slash pizza combination maker here, man?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is quesadillas, not pizza. I bet this makes the world's best quesadilla. Um, I don't know, man. Listen, if it's a certain time of night and you need a pizza in 4 minutes, and it happens to be one of those party pizzas we talk about, I understand it, right? Is this going to be a Neapolitan fire pie? No.
Yeah.
Is it what it is? And could it do other really cool things? Like imagine like a tube of cinnamon rolls in this thing, probably banging, right? And
So
add
I
some
was
cinnamon.
thinking the same. I was going the same. Couldn't do other things. Go ahead, but
Right.
yes, we're the same. We're in
So
agreement.
I think it's not a unitasker to use an Alton Brown reference, and
Yeah.
I don't hate it as much as I hate some other kitchen gadgets. And I bet it gets really hot. I bet it cooks fast, and I bet it makes a heck of a party pizza. So
Well,
I'm
go ahead. I cut you
no,
off.
I'm in.
You're in. All right. Well, you and more than 5,600 enthusiastic pizza lovers have given this device a 5-star rating,
Oh
with
yeah.
many saying they use it day after day. Pros, better than putting the pizza in the oven. You don't heat up your kitchen and waste a bunch of electricity every time you need a pizza. Okay. Cons, while many fans say it makes perfectly crisp pizza, others disagree, saying that the oven doesn't get hot enough for their temperature, so for their preferred texture. All in all, it is a good small pizza for the maker for the price, but it unfortunately too cold for a good, fresh, crispy pizza, one shopper said. A second shopper said a second shopper did find a way around it though. The top of the pizza comes out well cooked and bubbly, but not brown. You have to supplement it with a few minutes under the broiler to give a brown top to the pizza. Well, listen, if you're interested in experimenting with this thing, $45. I think there's probably an Amazon link. $46 at Walmart, 52 at Wayfair. The Gizmo packs in a whopping 1,440 watt heating element and can get up to 400 degrees.
Well, it was Bay Crocker, right?
That's what it is.
Okay.
So
I mean, one right now. I'm ordering one right now. We're gonna do a live demo next week.
I love it, man. Let's do it. That sounds awesome.
I keep receipts here.
I do think, Jim, it could be something interesting that it could do other stuff too. So I think that's kind of the cool thing. Maybe you could throw a frozen pizza in it. All right, there we go.
We're ordering it. It is done. It is ordered. We will try this next week. We got party pizza done.
Awesome, dude. Thank you. Well, while you're going to be getting ready to make your pizza on it, I'll say this, Jim. How fast do you think you can make a pizza?
Probably about 90 seconds, maybe. I mean, it depends on your definition of make, perhaps. Why?
Okay, so let's say starting from dough, dough ball to a pie ready to push into an oven.
Boy, 5 minutes.
So you got to stretch. We got to stretch top.
No, I don't know. Let's say 5 minutes for the sake of this article.
Okay. How about, Jim, 3 of them in less than 40 seconds?
Unfathomably fast.
This one from Trent Hunter. Cheeky employee pizza titles. So this one is Domino's crowns Joanna Mendez as the 2024 World's Fastest Pizza Maker. Domino's World's Fastest Pizza Maker title is sure to enhance employee morale with its playful and challenging demeanor. Joanna now holds the title with a win of fastest pizza maker. She made 3 large pizzas in an astonishing 39.2 seconds. She's also the first woman to claim victory in the prestigious competition. Look at that, man, dude. That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. 39.2 seconds for 3 large pies.
I mean, just think about that, right? So I'm not a math major. Okay, I was, but that's 13 seconds of pizza. Right? Yes. That is so fast.
That's insane, dude.
That's insane. That is so quick. And I'm sure it's not like, Supreme pizzas. Don't care, right?
Right.
I mean, really, I'm taking 4 minutes of pizza, right? 39 seconds is like, I'm sure her manager loves her. Right? I mean, busy Saturday night. She's a one woman wrecking crew. Just done. Pizza Tracker can't keep up.
I was just gonna say, dude, there's no way that Pizza Tracker is accurate when that woman is in the kitchen. Not a chance.
Not a chance. I've seen the others where they have like the box flippers, right? The people who can flip like 100 boxes in like 19 seconds or something, just wild. It's fun. Listen, Domino's always crushing it, right? With these fun things. Good for her, right? I'm sure a lot of practice, a lot of pies.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is a little bit easier if everything's in front of you, right? You're on the line to quickly roll sauce, toss, and cheese. But I mean, I'm not getting anywhere near 39 seconds before I stretch the dough.
And maybe with the Bay Crocker pizza maker, I might have.
Maybe that could. I heard you say box folding. Just fun fact, Jim. One of my first jobs ever was folding boxes in a bakery. From like flat box into fold. An experience I'll never want to go back to. So it gives me chills when you said the word box folding. I took a summer of doing that. It was
a lot of paper cuts, I bet. A lot of
oh
hands
my
real.
god, it was hot in the factory area. It was something else. I just makes me I cringe thinking about it. Actually,
sorry to open up that wound, but
that's okay. That's okay, man. It's okay. All good. All right, let's see what else we got up next, man. All right, so this one is definitely for you. Maybe not per se the restaurant, but in general, kind of the offering that they're going to have. So, Move Over Meat, California Pizza Kitchen Grab and Grill Pizzas are taking over BBQ this summer. When dinner's in the air, just toss a CPK restaurant-made pizza on the grill, particularly. So, Jim, I know you grill pizzas, and so I'm interested. What are your thoughts on this as an offering? This is going to be a take, what they call like a take and bake, take and bake pizza experience. What do you think they do for these products that are maybe distinctly different than if you were going to put that in your home oven, and you're getting it from a restaurant?
Yeah, I think the key is the dough is par baked, right?
Okay.
Your average, right, doughs, there's going to be that time where it's soft and it's going to float through the grates, right? I'm sure this is par baked, or it directs you to put it on pan, right? There's probably no other way. That picture I didn't see a pan could be a picture. I would always put it on pan, personally, just because scrubbing the grates clean and it can be a pain. They can char, so I always put it on a pan. But I love grilling pizza. I think more people should grill pizza, especially frozen pizzas. Grilled frozen pizza is an absolute delicacy. And
Oh,
smart for
okay.
CPK, right? I mean, it's a take and bake. It's a way to get people in, get the product, get out. You still have your California style pizza, which is your favorite topic. But I don't know. Grilling pizza is really fun. Grilled pizza dough from home can be tricky. This is kind of a good listen. You have a party, right? Throw a couple of those in the grill.
Yeah.
Be done. So I love it. I'm always a big fan.
I'm with you on that, right? Since these are particularly fresh, not frozen pies that they highlight in here, so I would assume they have to be par baked inherently, or like you're saying, maybe on a grate. But I would still think I'd be par baking, so I'm really just reheating it right at that point in time. You're gonna get a little bit of charcoaly flavor, right, if possible, on the pie, which I'm totally down for. I like grilled pizzas. I'm all for them. I've often tried to like grill mine by I don't know. Sometimes I put a mat down. Sometimes I'll put them in a pan on top of it. Sometimes I'm even risky enough just to throw it out there with no toppings, but then I'll quickly flip it, set it, and then I'll try to kind of heat a topping on top of it afterwards. So there's all different ways, right?
If you're doing just dough right on, that's exactly right. You oil the grates, you grill it for 2 minutes, you set the bottom, and you flip it. That's now your top. Lower the heat and finish it. But so you grill pizza. It's a thing you've done. You're a fan.
I've done it. I would say I like doing it sometimes when there's just like about a bunch of people over or something. It's something easy to do to like make apps. You know what I mean, kind of thing quickly. That's not my favorite thing to do. I'd say I used to love it a lot more until I started getting into like kind of working with them different doughs and getting more into that section. But if I'm making a quick dough, absolutely, totally down for it. Sounds like something fun to do. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick doughs, low hydration. That's the way to be.
Yep, I'm with you there. And I just keeping the hydration on the side. I've got my a beer over there next to the grill, right? And I've kept my hydration out of my dough. All right, let's talk about, since we're talking about what are we going to put pizza on top of our grill with, or we're going to put it on a pan or whatever it's going to be. Pizza stone. Now I know we're talking often about things to put in our oven, whether it's a pan, a stone, what that's going to be. I wasn't even aware of this one until I read this article here by Parade. Aldi is selling a huge pizza stone for $10, and it's similar to a smaller Williams Sonoma style at 3x the price. So here it is, somewhere in here. I don't know. Okay, here it is. Aldi's new $10 Range Master Baking and Pizza Stone is perfect for cooking fresh or frozen pizza on the grill or in the oven with ease. Pizza Stone. I didn't know, Jim, that this could go on the grill. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I don't know if I should put this on my grill. What are your thoughts on
Listen, well, anything can go on your grill once,
that?
including your pizza
Fair
stone.
point. Fair point. Fair
Listen,
point.
I'm not a huge proponent of pizza stones. I feel like, right, you open that lid from a 600, you get that swoosha 90-degree air, it's gonna crack, right? Unless that stone is an inch thick, it's probably gonna crack. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday, right?
Yeah.
And soon it's going to. So I'm always wary about putting that right on the grill where the uni, right, that has a stone, that's contained. You're not putting a whole
Yep.
inrush of air. You've got the heat that creates positive pressure. Grill, you're just
Good point.
winging that thing open. So definitely would be careful putting it on the grill. Um, Listen, if you want pizza stone, I think you want to get into one, buy
Yep.
3 of these and break them, and just don't care because they're Aldi and they're $10, and get used to them. I think they're listen, they're a little bit fussier than people think.
Yep.
My initial thought when I saw this was the stone's thin, and
Yes.
if it's
Yes.
thin, what's that really doing for you from a heat capacity? Right, it'll have enough mass to give the heat back, and also I say, is it durable enough for that kind of thermal shock? But again, it's a $10 stone. It's not a $150 stone. So if you want to try it once or twice, get your get your feet wet. I think it's perfect to kind of dabble into before you really make the leap.
Well, that's a good point, actually, from that one, right? You can afford to crack a $10 stone for the most
Yeah,
part, right?
for the
You don't
most part,
want to,
right?
but hey, whatever. Like I get it. Yeah, I don't know, Sam. I'm kind of with you. Something about I even think just from the I don't know. It's like maybe it was one of those like things you just think come growing up around one of these, and I'm like, I shouldn't put this item on my grill. Like, it
Right.
doesn't seem like something I'd ever put out there. But then again, like when I was a kid, there weren't those like mats you put on grills either, and now there are. So who knows? Man, maybe you can put anything on a grill. You could probably just put
Yeah.
something plastic on there, and it'll be just fine, right?
Yeah. Well, I would probably wouldn't plastic on, but you could do anything on your grill once. But again, this is my plug for stainless steel, right? Stainless steel is a lot easier to care for. It's not going to crack. It acts a lot like a stone. Yes, it's not
Mm-hmm.
porous, but if a little fussing, and stainless steel is going to be a lot more for a home cook. I think a stainless steel for 90% of the pies you make is way.
Yeah. Well, so Jim, to that point, because I know people are always like, "Oh, I bought a new pan, right? It's great." Like, if I'm looking for a pan to cook something in from a
Mm-hmm.
pizza perspective, I'm looking for the oldest pan that I have, right? That is like the darkest possible. Any tips
Excellent.
from you on breaking in a new pan? Is there anything you would do to like to break it in?
Great tip. You go one of those videos that teaches you how to season a cast iron skillet, and you do that.
Huh? Okay.
Just hard stop, right? You cover it with shortening or lard, you burn it, you clean it. I would do exactly that
Yeah.
because you don't want shiny, right?
Yeah.
You want
Exactly. Exactly.
that dark kind of matte finish. A lot of like your Lloyd pans actually have that built in now, which is pretty cool. Um,
Cool.
but yeah, you cure it, right? You would cure it just like a cast iron pan. Or you go to your parents, your grandma's house, and ask for that old pan that they don't want that's warped, and you use that, right? Because that's got
Yeah.
30 years
Fair.
of
Fair.
love built
Fair.
into it. So, but yeah, I have made that mistake. Ooh, shiny new baking sheet. I'm going to use this, and the pizza's like barely cooked on the bottom. So yeah,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
definitely, no amount of oil can save that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I think it's just one of those little known items, right? And you think, oh, cool, shiny and new, but nope, you want dark and
Nope,
old,
not for
right?
this.
That's
You
the
want
way you
dark and old. Cookies, shiny and new. Pizza, dark and old.
Fair, fair. All right. Well, listen, talking about frozen pizzas for a minute, and I often because we're talking about frozen pizzas for a number of weeks, particularly we talked about, oh my gosh, what if some of these C stores like had
Mm,
frozen pizza, right? So this one from CP Daily News, 7-Eleven adds new 7 select frozen pizza. Convenience store retailer also offering reimagined ultimate pepperoni pizza for National Pizza Day. So they are making available the same fresh pizza that they have available in. I never thought I would put 7-Eleven and fresh pizza together, but the same fresh pizza that they have available in the store for select locations that have a freezer section, they're adding their own variety of frozen pizza for you to take and bake at home. So there it is, man. The first time for it.
So I was in a Casey's about 5 hours ago. I looked and they had nondescript frozen pizzas, right? I don't even think it had a brand anymore. It just said pizza. I'm like,
Oh,
I'll
really?
bet you anything that's the same pizza they're making in the back. Absolutely guarantee it. I didn't stop and ask. I should have, but this is awesome article, right? Because you and I called this a while
Yeah,
ago.
man.
Said, look,
Yeah,
why
dude.
wouldn't you just?
Absolutely.
That's what they're doing in the back. Why wouldn't you sell it to go? And 7-Eleven's getting wise. And I am positive that Casey's pizza I had in my hand was the same that was in the case. Absolutely sure of it. Non-branded,
Okay.
right? No
Yep.
brand, but I'm sure it's the same thing. So listen, we've said the pizzas aren't that bad in a lot of communities, right? Where this is the closest restaurant for 20, 30 minutes. It's
Yeah.
not that bad. So I think it only makes sense. Well, it's not hurting anything. Just taking a little bit of freezer case away from the ice
Yeah.
cream no one ever buys and the beer that's probably too cold to drink. So I don't know. I think it's cool. And as we see, the C stores come into the pizza market and kind of etch their thing, it when you'll see up 7-Eleven pizza in the supermarket. It's possible, right?
Why
The
not?
kind of low
Well,
end. Why not?
I mean, we saw what it looked like to get shelf space with them, though, right? So
Yeah,
we'll have to see. We talked last week about that, right? What does it look like to start a frozen pizza business, right? For the most part, and how difficult that could be. But
sure.
so if there anybody can, I'm sure 7-Eleven can
Anyone
get some
can through
space, right?
7-Eleven.
It gets a lot of draw to it.
I am curious who manufactures their pizzas, right? I'm just,
Sure.
I bet if we looked right, it'd probably be the same person does like 8 of the stores, right?
Oh, I
Where
would
it's
think
the
so.
same, it's just a little bit different, which is probably some place in Kansas City, which is producing like more pizzas out the door than any factory in the world, times 3 or something crazy.
I would agree with that assessment, Jim. Absolutely. Well, listen, man. Speaking of Casey's, quick article here at Des Moines Register, and this one is what are some Casey pizza deals available this summer? National Barbecue Day. You can get a large barbecue pulled pork pizza coming up at Casey's now for $10. I didn't know there was a I should actually didn't know when National Barbecue Day was, but there's also
Well, that's your
what we
problem.
just said from 7-Eleven. There is a National Pizza Party Day that's upcoming as well. So I don't know what that day looks like together, but if they could be in the same week, I mean, that sounds like a real party to me.
Yeah, that's an absolute party. I've had their pulled pork pizza. It is way better than it should be. Like however
Really?
good you think it is, yeah, dude,
Stop.
it's epitome of it's so bad it's good. It's everything
Okay.
you think it is. But man, listen, you're not sitting down at a table with a nice no. You're eating
Yeah,
that
yeah,
with
yeah,
one
yeah,
hand on the wheel, right, with the Diet Coke in your lap. That's the only way you consume this. Boy, it slaps, but Casey's Pizza just does not miss. I'm not ashamed to say it.
All right, man. Listen. I can totally get down with some barbecue pizza. It's like a fun item like that. I am now picturing you driving, eating this slice, which is funny.
You should.
I'm enjoying that. You know, Jim. One of the funny things coming down here to like more of the southern area as well. When I used to come through like Virginia, driving up, they always had these billboards that were "hand on your wheel, not on your meal." Now I'm laughing as you're saying that, but I was like, I never saw these billboards before, nor would I think they'd never have any point in my life, except for me to tell you, Jim, hand on the wheel, not on your meal, man.
Listen, I, this is a safe space. I may have eaten an Italian beef while stuck in Chicago traffic today. Dipped, by the way, which if you've ever had, that's not a delicate meal. Um, so, yeah, maybe that billboard is perhaps for me. It was safe. We weren't moving because, again, Chicago
Oh
traffic.
my god. That is great, dude.
Yeah.
That I mean that takes skill. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's an art, my friend.
That's
Um,
like
this is the shirt I was wearing, too, which is even more impressive. Yeah, right. Yeah, I did napkin bib, right? I mean, come on, I'm a civilized person. Um,
dude, that I listen, honestly,
yeah,
that is creative and I'm glad you made it, man. I'm
yeah,
glad we
thanks.
saw you tonight.
The sad part is, I'm not even joking
I
whatsoever. You
know.
just accepted that I fully ate that 10-inch dripping sandwich, no problem. It was a rental, so I really didn't care too much. They might.
There.
Enterprise certainly
They
will
probably are
care
not that.
tomorrow, but me, I'm chill. Allegedly, Enterprise, if
Oh
you're
my
watching,
god.
allegedly.
Well, Jim, listen, as you recycled that sandwich with yourself, let's talk about
Oh no.
recycling some pies. This one out of this one out of the New York Times. So pizza boxes finally get their own recycling bin. The Central Park Conservatory is testing a new receptacle square with a narrow slot in an effort to keep trash under control. So check this thing out, man. Holds up to 50 pizza boxes. The conservatory is going to empty it up to 3 times a day. Um, and it is for whatever your pizza box and whatever happened to it. Got grease in it, got whatever in it. They said they have a way to recycle these without concern. They turn them back into cardboard or actually turn them back into, new pizza boxes or reused recycled pizza boxes, right? That they're gonna like whatever they do with paper and create new ones. I don't know what that looks like. I was gonna start speculating on it, but why? I'd be so wrong. I have no idea. Whatever they do. But what do you think, man, about the idea? Distinctly, it's not just like a recycling can, right? I mean, this is
It's not
distinctly
can.
for pizza boxes.
This is the most New York thing I've seen in a long time, by the way. Like you're not going to have one of these in like Denver, right? This is very.
No,
Oh, I mean, I do know pizza boxes are hard to recycle. There's something about the
yeah,
cardboard and then the way they're made, and then it's got contaminants where it has to be. It can't just be like normal cardboard. It has to do a thing. So that standpoint makes sense. I'm sure pizza boxes don't fit in trash cans, and I'm sure there's other reasons, but it's fun. It's not hurting anyone. And if it
yeah,
gets a little more recycling, a little more trash out, and again a little more, repurposing of the boxes, I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. And if hopefully people use it and use for what they're intended to be used for, I'm all for it. I don't think it's hurting anybody.
yeah. I think
Now,
it's
do you
cool.
think people are going to use it, right? Or do you think it's just going to be
You know, I think they said it's a heavy populated area of the park that's really popular for picnicking. So in
oh,
general,
okay?
I think that well, let's be realistic. Do I think this square looking receptacle that can fit more than a pizza box is going to have a whole bunch of other crap thrown in it? Absolutely. By default, right? When the garbage can next to it gets full, and there's nowhere else to put anything, I'm sure people are going to put it in there. But if the staff is emptying this thing, quote unquote, 3 times a day to come to this box, then perhaps they're also emptying the garbage and the other recycling bin
Yeah,
next to it fairly quickly, I would assume as well. So, hope everyone can abide in it. And we could say we've solved the debate. At least in New York, pizza boxes are recyclable. Just head over to Central Park, drop your box in, right, and that's it, right? From your
and repeat.
milk a pilgrimage to NYC. You can recycle anything you need
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
now.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, listen. Let's talk Chicago for just a minute, man.
We have to.
So yeah, out of this week, out of Eater as well, right? Might as well go to the other pizza capital of the world, right? Not according
Yeah,
to that
according
pizza
to me.
ranking. Not according to that pizza ranking one we ran. I forget the name of it. Right? From the Curb? No, it wasn't Curb. It was from the
Yeah,
from
it was
the real estate
something.
company where everyone
Yeah.
was really upset. Denver was number one, and it was not even New Haven, right? But it was like was it Norwalk or
Yeah.
whatever made the
Old.
list
Yeah, it was wild.
from Connecticut or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. Couldn't remember what it was, but whatever. Um, yeah, so, but I'll say the pizza capitals of the world, right? So this
Mhm.
one out of Chicago, the essential pizza restaurants in Chicago. Chicago's pizza scene features a myriad of styles from deep dish to tavern to Neapolitan. So Jim, I'll roll through a couple of these. Let's see who stands out to you.
Yeah.
Kim's Uncle Pizza.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
pepper. This is a oh wow. Is that
This is a
salami
pie.
on
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Kim's is kind of like it's kind of over the top tavern. Very good. Very good. Excellent.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Forno Rosso.
Absolutely what looks like just a great Neapolitan pie.
Yeah.
11 out of 10.
I love it. Crust
Yep.
Fund Pizza. So fun thought
Yeah.
before you give me your
Mhm.
opinion. A Crust Fund Pizza just opened in Charlotte. I wonder if they're related. It literally just opened up
I,
the other
I,
day.
I,
But I
I
know
will
this was
have to
John.
ask.
This was Carruthers, right? Actually, sorry, who
Right.
did this one? I guess so. We're just sharing a name, right? This was Carruthers pop up that
Mhm.
he was doing before. But there is somebody that just opened up here, Crust Fund Pizza or
Oh.
Pizza Crust Fund. One of the two. I can't remember now. But go
Oh,
ahead. Sorry, distracting you.
John's a friend of the pod, right? Good guy, really cool, right? How he takes his orders, and you don't pay him, right? You
Yep.
support a charity in your neighborhood, his neighborhood. Awesome person, awesome thing. Top of my list, top of my heart. John is a good guy, and boy, does he make some good pies. Oh,
I love it,
the
dude.
jardinare and the sausage is his signature. Absolutely.
All right, let's go through a few more. Vito and
Yeah, let's
Nick's,
go.
I'll go through them quickly.
They're the
Super
OG.
Kahan International? I don't know
Had
this
never heard
pie.
of it, but
Okay,
it looks
well,
like a
looks
good pie.
good. Looks good.
Yeah, of
Paulie G's, who we know.
course.
Bungalow by Middlebrow. What's
Never heard of
Finn,
it. Looks like
Finn
a good
pie?
pie. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jimmy's Pizza Cafe. I'll just read
Oh
through
yeah.
some of these quickly, guys. My Pie Pizza.
Mm.
Peace Brewery and Pizzeria.
Peace.
Spaccanapoli, which we know, George's Deep Dish Pizza, Pequod's, of course, Pat's Pizza,
Yeah.
Millie's Pizza in the Pan, Bill's.
Millie's. So I'm pause you. Millie's
Yeah,
is slowly becoming the best pizza in Chicago. It's a lot of
really,
people. The way it's on the rise, a lot of people are saying this is getting up to our pizza in Pequod's territory.
really. Okay, so in
Really.
2020, Robert Molesky plunged into pizza making and launched a virtual restaurant before eventually moving into a permanent home in Uptown in early 2022. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Was able to pivot from the virtual then to into a real location. A second location is now open in suburban
Berwyn.
Berwyn. Yes. Okay.
So I'm legit.
All
So you
right.
knew that. Yeah, I know what I'm talking
Okay. All right. All right. More to watch, man. A few more. Phil's Pizza, Bonchi as well. Zaza's Pizzeria, Professor Pizza, Pistori's Pizza and Pastry. Lumalati's made the list. Roots Handmade Pizza, Labriola in Chicago.
about.
And that brings us to the end of the list, man. Anyone stand out to you perhaps that I didn't mention that you were like, oh shit, they got to be there?
Yeah, Flo and Santos, Tavern Style, South Loop. It's my favorite. I send everyone there. It's Polish and Italian fusion. But I think, in my humble professional opinion, they're one of the best tavern pizzas in the city. Absolutely phenomenal.
Okay. All
13th
right,
of
man.
Wabash.
Okay. Cool.
Now,
Cool.
I did have my wedding rehearsal dinner there. I am biased,
Okay, that's
but
fine. You can,
yeah,
as long as you're giving
big
the
fan.
caveat about it, I can appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm open. I'll open to my biases. No, I thought it was a good list. I'm happy to see some Millies on there. Happy to see John's crust fund on there. So it was good.
Cool.
Definitely good list.
All right, nice, man. All right, we got time for one or two more here quickly. First, I'll go through two quickly, and then I'll leave us on one more. Um, First one up that I was looking at is Roberta's Midtown location coming open in New York. This is the first Roberta standalone in Manhattan at 1 Pennsylvania Plaza between 33rd and 34th Street. It's finally back on track to open in June. This is going to be, I believe, a bi-level restaurant. As well, which is awesome. There'll be a vast patio with a tiki bar, similar to the outdoor one in Bushwick. So that seems pretty cool. I'm excited to see like what that comes to be and how popular it's going to get, and how the quality looks like that
Crazy
for being able
popular.
to do such a huge place. Um, Next one up, also out of Eater, talking about Anthony Mangiari, Una Pizza Napolitana, and the title is here: The Holdout. What's lost when an indie restaurant expands, according to the man who refuses to do so? So, as you can imagine, Anthony Mangiari, known for his Neapolitan pizza in New York, was also in San Fran, right, as well for a while. Now he's back, but number one pizza ranking, I think, for a number of lists for the most
Oh yeah.
part here, and kind of so gets it really. It's a good article. I give you a good
Mhm.
read on it. It kind of talks about kind of staying the idea of staying independent and not kind of caving in, let's call it, to the chain pizza world, or getting those accolades, and being someone that kind of is like, all right, great, I'm gonna get some investors and sell out and do four. I respect it. I'm not gonna lie, I respect it both ways. So I respect someone that's able to kind of hold true to themselves and be able to kind of stick to it. And I also kind of appreciate the business side too. When you got a hot hand, you got to make a name for yourself, and you're able
Oh
to
yeah.
expand. Why not grow? So I see it both ways, but I can appreciate his points there to kind of staying true to the craft as well. But any
Yeah.
thoughts from you on that one, bud?
He is that not only true to the craft, but for all accounts, right? He's a great person who shares the craft, right? He wants everyone to be a great pizza maker, and I think that's cool, right? He cares about, you say, the craft and the art of it much more than, like you say, having 49 locations statewide.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool, like you say. it's worked for him, and obviously he's one of the best artisans on the planet. So
Yeah.
he's doing something right.
That's the thing. It's always too. It's unique. I feel like sometimes for pizza too, right? Because I think there's,
Mhm.
not that I always like get harped on it, but like there's the idea of where the pizzola is kind of the one making the pies, right? And when everyone's like, oh, I need this person to make my pizza, and so I can appreciate the idea of that, but I can also appreciate the idea of being able to kind of give that to someone else, so you also don't have to be there. And if someone can kind of replicate what you're doing, I mean, there's no better form of flattery than someone being able to literally do exactly what you're doing, right? To be trading them and have someone come into your spot and be like, man, it doesn't matter if you're here or not. Like these people are so good, so well trained to what you're doing, be able to produce it. That's really cool too, though. So
yeah, absolutely.
Everyone needs a day off too, right? All right, last one up. I want to just give you a first look at some of these pies, man. These things look good. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're just like well photographed in this article. Eater LA. This is a new spot, Seven Tigers Pie Club. These I just thought look like some good pies. A new Korean town pizzeria is defining and slinging LA style slices. At Seven Tigers Pie Club restaurateur Alex Soho wants to give LA a pizza to call its own. So, Jim, in general, man, before I even get to it, does LA have a pizza style to you?
I mean, it's California pizza, right? It's where CPK started. That's why I think
Sure.
that I don't think of the Taglio pizza that kind of looks
Yep.
like, which is kind of what they're in, but right, that kind of style of pizza it hasn't caught on, right? Other than Rob and a couple friends of the
Yeah.
show, there really aren't a lot of people doing it. So if you're gonna glom on, and let's think about it, that style is California esque. That it's wild toppings, it's bold, it's big flavors.
He's doing Detroit. He's doing Detroit. Sorry, I agree that I thought.
I know he says he's doing Detroit.
Yeah. Fair.
But
Okay,
that's not what those are, right?
Fair.
Those are they might have the free code, but those are Taglio pizzas, bud.
I love it. Okay,
but I think the spirit works, right? Yes, you can call them Detroits. Those aren't Detroits. Those are that embodying the style. I think that's cool, and this might be a regional style that might be making happen.
This is the time that I could get down with Chicago style with California style pizza if it's distinctive in terms of like if there's something unique to the toppings here, perhaps, right? Or if it's I feel like I just always think LA, man, and I also just think like tacos as well a lot of times when I think about it. So like I don't know. I don't know if there's a distinctive like K-Town style that's gonna put on these pies. It's gonna be great. But I mean, listen, they look good, dude. So
great.
I feel like we've seen a lot of like square pies coming up big in the area. Like particularly, I think we talked about a couple times quarter sheets, which is really popular out there right now in LA. Is getting a lot of attraction. So happy to see the squares kind of winning it, dude. I got to show you one more actually. Sorry, they just look. These look really good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm down to check these out. This is a pan pizza with pepperoni and gochujang marinara, which sounds pretty cool from a combination from my perspective. And then check this grand short rib pan pizza with the bone on the side of it. Dude, if they all came out like that, I'd be like, this is banging. Like this looks amazing.
But it's fun, right? Because what they've done, right? They've taken elements of the Detroit and elements of the Sicilian Italio, and they've kind of made it into its own thing, and that's what regional style does. So you can feel what you feel about a California style you want, but what they're doing here is exactly what regional styles. That's how they do it. They mash up other things. So I know I'm Will. I think I'm buying it. I think I'm gonna follow this.
All right, Seven Tiger Pie Club. You may have won me over to the California style. Let's see if we hear more about them. I'm happy to follow along.
LA style, California style, LA style.
Fair. There you go. That's better. I feel better about that.
Yeah. Okay,
all right, Jim. Well, listen, man. As always, thanks for coming on, buddy. Appreciate it. Where can people find you on social media, man?
Jim Cooks Food Good, wherever you get your content, or Real Clever Food just featured a Cuban pizza, which might have been based on one of my pizzas. So,
okay.
Thank you to her for making my Cuban style pie.
I love it. Awesome, guys. Check it out on her page as well. Then, and for the rest of you guys, check us out. I Need Pizza Club on the YouTube page. Please like, subscribe, find us. There's lots of other content out there. One day we'll be able to do a heart too and get it to work. Maybe a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. We gotta get some. Does that go? Either way, give us a thumbs up and click it, like it, be there. We've got a lot of cool content on the page and a lot of other shows as well. So we want to see you there. And on that note, guys, we'll see you back next week for another episode. Thanks, everybody. Good night.